Hey guys, welcome to Jack's Beautiful You. Today's video, we're doing an updated perfume collection video. So this is a long video. Grab a snack, grab a drink. We're gonna go through all of my perfumes that survived the move. So if you have not been watching my channel, I recently moved. It was an unexpected move and I decided that was the perfect opportunity for me to go through my collection and get rid of anything that I'm not using, anything I'm not wearing, anything that I'm not loving. So the perfumes that survived the move, I was cutthroat. I mean, I got rid of a lot of perfumes, and the ones that you're gonna see today are the ones that made it. They made the cut. And as I've told you guys before, I'm gonna start getting a lot more cutthroat about what I bring into my collection. There are a couple of perfumes in this video that I'm still testing out. They're pretty new to my collection, so I wouldn't say they're full-on loves, but I'm not ready to declutter them yet. Now, quick disclaimer, if you don't see a perfume that I've talked about a lot in the past because I decluttered it, it's not that I don't like the perfume or that I don't recommend it. I just don't want to have an overly large collection. I'm trying to curate my collection to only perfumes that I truly, truly love. So I feel like I can still recommend fragrances to you guys, but that doesn't mean that I have to keep them. So don't be offended if your favorite perfume isn't in here anymore, or one that I recommended to you isn't in here anymore. But yeah, I'm just trying to curate my collection. Without further ado, let's get into this video. Okay, so this is the same display case that I had in the condo. It's the same thing, but it has a lot less perfumes on it. But I put it over in the corner off to the side of the studio and decided not to have these in the background anymore. Okay, starting off in this corner, we have my Parfums de Marly, and we're starting with Herod. Herod is absolutely stunning. This is one of my favorites. My husband loves this one too. It's perfectly unisex. It smells way different on me than it does my husband. This is cinnamon, tobacco, and vanilla. And then we have Delina Exclusive, which is well known by us all. This is rose and vanilla. It's a lot less tart than the original. It's a little sweeter, creamier, amazing performance, and still my favorite Delina. And then we have Oriana, which is one of my all-time favorites. This is orange blossom and marshmallow. It does have a little bit of a clean feel to it as well. And it's fruity, raspberry, florally goodness. It kind of smells like Love Don't Be Shy. It's in that family. It's definitely different, but it's in that same kind of family. If you love fruity, orange blossom, marshmallowy fragrances, this one is beautiful. Okay, here we have Saffronade, and this is a beautiful orange blossom fragrance. It also has some jasmine. It's white floral, it's sweet, it's very ambery. Up next, we have Valaya, and this one's polarizing. Some people love it, some people hate it. I love it. It is fresh and citrusy and lots of beautiful, beautiful musk, some gaiac wood. I feel like people get different things from this fragrance, but I love it. And then we have Delina La Rosée. This one is the fresh aquatic version of Delina without that tart rhubarb. All right, up next we have Celeste by Giardini di Toscana, and this one is polarizing. Some people love it, some people hate it. I was surprised that I liked it because it's violet. It's like candied violets and raspberry. There's some lime in the opening and I think some seawater that makes this pretty polarizing, but this dries down to the most beautiful violet candied raspberry candy deliciousness. I love this one. All right, we have Bianco Latte by Giardini di Toscana. I don't like these bottles. They get really scuffed up and dirty really, really quickly, but I love this scent. This one had all the hype and people were talking about this. Some people didn't like it. I absolutely love it. This is my most complimented fragrance in my collection. It's very sweet. It smells different to different people. To me, it smells like cinnamon, even though I don't think it even has cinnamon in it, but it's like a cinnamon cookie with vanilla and caramel. It's so good, and I just love this one, and it's beast mode. This beautiful bottle is from Benigna, I believe. The G is silent, I'm not really sure, but look at how beautiful this bottle is. Seriously, stunning. And this is Royal Bouquet. This is a gorgeous floral scent. It's sweet, fruity, floral scent that is very, very rich and smells very luxurious. And this one is Worthiness. This one is a shocker to me because this is a rose oud, but this is not your typical rose oud. This is I don't know how to explain it. It's the most luxurious oud smelling fragrance I've ever smelled. I'm not the biggest oud fan, but the oud in here is divine and it's so smooth. Okay, by Boucheron, we have Ombre d'Alexandrie, and this is a lighter version of Angel Share. It's a lot more ambery. It's definitely ambery. And this is just beautiful. It's not boozy like Angel Share, but it has that same kind of like warm cinnamon apple pie, very fall type of scent. This is by Nobile 1942, and this is La Danza dalle Blule. This is one of my most worn fragrances. As you can see by the dent, this one is a shocker to me. When I first got it, I almost decluttered it because the performance was terrible, but it has definitely gotten stronger with time, and I adore this fragrance. This is an apple coconut. I barely smell the coconut. There's cinnamon in here. It kind of smells like apple shampoo mixed with like an apple gourmand dessert put together. This is also by Nobile 1942, and this is Café Chantat. Oh my gosh, this one, you guys, I had tried it a long time ago. Couldn't remember what I thought of it, but knew it was on my wish list. So I figured I liked it and just purchased it because I saw a really good price on it. And I have no regrets whatsoever. This is gorgeous. This has some anise in it, and it's just a beautiful fragrance. It's pretty new to my collection, so I'm still getting to know it, but there's a little bit of cherry in here. And it's just a very elegant type of fragrance that I enjoy. The performance is decent, it's moderate. This is my one and only Stefan Humbert Luca. This is Venom Incarnate. You guys know I love these bottles, and I needed to have one of these. I had other ones from this house on my wish list, but I've retried several of them and decided that they're not worth the price. These little guys are only 50 mils. They're very expensive, like $250 something for a 50 ml. But this one was worth it. This one is strawberry and leather, and it's like wild strawberries in the opening. It's very sweet, but then it has a really sexy base. I adore this. And here we have by Tomovici. This is Empyrean. This is a beautiful fragrance. This was sent to me in PR, and I just freaking adore this. This is kind of like Delina, but without that sharp, piercing rhubarb note that I don't really care for. This has strawberry in the opening. So imagine the same Delina rose, but with strawberry. This one is a stunner. Zenobia by Tomovici. An absolute blow my mind stunner. This had some scary notes in it. When I looked at the notes, I wasn't sure how I was gonna feel because there's oud and leather, but everything is super smooth. The base of this fragrance reminds me of La Capitale, but there's no fruity notes, so it's definitely different. The opening is floral and just, oh gosh, this is such a stunner. All right, this is by Amouage Sunshine Woman. This is a beautiful light tobacco scent with some osmanthus that smells like apricots. Another stunner by Amouage is Love Tuberose. If you love tuberose and you love like a whipped cream feel to your fragrances, you need to get your nose on this. This is beautiful, very elegant. Another one that would make a great bridal scent, in my opinion. This is Lilac Love. If you like lilacs and chocolate, this is for you. This is not a safe blind buy, although I did blind buy this. I love the color of this bottle. I think this is my favorite color of all time, but the scent itself is very powdery, lilacs, purple florals, and some chocolate. Okay, here we have by Attar Collection. This is Crystal Love for Her. And this fragrance is a vanilla and like chocolatey fragrance with some fruity notes in the opening. It's beautiful and perfect for fall. And then we have Cult at Night by Attar Collection, which is a very cinnamon forward fragrance. You definitely have to like cinnamon to like this. It has cherry and apple. It smells a lot like Parfums de Marly Eau Jaune. I did declutter that one just because these were so similar, and I do slightly prefer Cult at Night. Plus it's way cheaper. Okay, Killian Princess. This is a marshmallow ginger green tea fragrance. I blind bought this and I have absolutely no regrets. This is beautiful. Love Don't Be Shy, the extreme version. I'm still wrestling with if I'm gonna get the original because I think I do want the original. But anyway, the extreme version is beautiful because it's like the original, but it has added rose. She needs no introduction. This is Angel Share. I shouldn't say she because this is a unisex fragrance, although it's sweet. So sometimes my brain interprets this as more feminine, but I could see a man wearing this absolutely no problem. This is my favorite perfume of all time. This is cinnamon. This is boozy, apple pie, lots and lots of booze. There's cognac in here. So if you don't like boozy fragrances, you're not gonna like this. And it also has oak in the base, which I definitely pick up on. So you have to be into woody fragrances as well. Navitus, we have Ambrosia Imperial in collaboration with AI the Great. Beautiful banana fragrance. But this is not a straight up gourmand. It does have some perfumey touches, which I really, really love about it because it makes it super wearable. And then we have Amorous Intense, which is a beautiful pear and green apple fragrance. Again, it's got a lot of gourmand notes like caramel, whipped cream, but then it also has some non-gourmand touches to it as well. So it's a semi-gourmand. And then we have by Navitus in collaboration with Sharita, we have Moni Casanade, which is a beautiful, beautiful vanilla fragrance. I really love this one, especially in fall, winter, because this is not just your typical boring vanilla. This is vanilla with some, I get like a toffee, and then I do get a lot of the amberwood in here. All right, this is also from Navitus in collaboration with Gabby. This is Chocolate Queen, and this has got to be one of my favorite chocolate fragrances. This is lots of different types of really rich, decadent things like Irish cream and caramel and chocolate and hazelnut and just all kinds of stuff. But there's amberwood in here as well that offsets it so it's not too gourmand, which I love. All right, we also have by Navitus Venom of Love in collaboration with Paulina Shar. I love this one. This one is very gourmand. I really don't get a semi-gourmand from this. To me, this is just straight up gourmand. This is a cherry cordial, a boozy chocolate covered cherry. This one is in collaboration with Dear Makeup Diary, Karina, and this is Mille Extase. I adore this fragrance. This one was love at first sniff. I'm a huge fan of honey in my fragrances, and this is a honey bomb. And it's got other stuff in it too, like apricots and chocolate, and oh, it's so freaking good. This is very gourmand as well. Has some boozy notes in it. And probably my favorite Navitus fragrance out of them all is Baklava Royale by Gabby. And this one is a nutty lover's dream. If you love pistachio and almond, you need to get your nose on this. Again, there is amberwood in here, and the amberwood does get stronger with time. Okay, moving on to the House of Oud. This is Dates Delight. I adore this fragrance. This is such a gorgeous fall winter fragrance. This is another semi-gourmand fragrance. It's got delicious dates that feel very rich, almost like they're cooking. And it does have a lot of dessert notes in it, but then there's non-gourmand stuff in here as well. It has like a darker base. All right, we have Ruby Red by the House of Oud. And this one is, look at this bottle. This bottle is so beautiful. The camera does not do it justice, but this is my favorite ginger fragrance I have ever tried. I tried 1,000, it feels like 1,000 different ginger fragrances. And this one was the one to beat them all. This was the one to rule them all. What about Pop? This is a popcorn caramel fragrance. It has other notes in it too, like floral notes. Some people pick up on that, but I don't. To me, I just get a very buttery, salty caramel popcorn. Up next, we have Bon Bon Pop, which is a beautiful fragrance that, I don't know, there's something about this that is just so addicting. There's some brown sugar in here, which I really love. There's peach, and this is a semi-gourmand. It also has woody notes in it as well, so this is not a full-on gourmand. I know when this was first being hyped up, a lot of people were saying this was a beautiful, delicious gourmand fragrance, but there is definitely some non-gourmand notes in here as well, so you have to be into that, but I love this one. My one and only House of Sillage is Hufflepuff, and I'm a huge Harry Potter fan. I really love this yellow bottle, and I adore the way this smells. This is a delicious vanilla, lemony, peach, coconut cream vanilla. Okay, now moving on to the House of Argos, which is one of my very favorite houses. I love Argos bottles. I think they are so artistic, and I just really like this house a lot. I think their juice is really artistic as well. And anyway, this one is Palace Athene, and this is a fruity, floral, beautiful fragrance. It's very rich, and sometimes I feel like even though it's a fruity floral, and usually I'm in the mood for fruity florals in the spring and summer, this one has such a richness to it that I feel like I need to wear this one more in the fall. Another stunner is Birth of Venus, and this one is another fruity floral, but I swear Argos just does fruity florals like nobody else. This is peach, but it also has some chocolate, has a lot of notes in it. There's a lot of stuff in the base as well. It's not just a fruity floral. Again, it's very rich. This one is Fall of Phaeton, and this one I fell in love with. I actually had a sample of this one, and then after I tried the sample, I purchased this bottle immediately because it is just a beautiful, very interesting, very unique fragrance. My very favorite from the House of Argos is Triumph of Bacchus. This perfume blew my mind, and it still blows my mind to this day. I love the bottle, and this is my favorite tobacco fragrance. This has some like green apple, some fruity notes in the opening, lots of tobacco. Okay, my one and only Liquid Imaginaires. This is Blanche Bette. It's so funny because this fragrance was so polarizing. People either love or hate it. I absolutely love it. It is a lactonic, musky fragrance that doesn't have coconut listed in the notes, but I swear there's coconut in here. Mon Guerlain Intense by the House of Guerlain. This perfume has been in my collection for a long time and made it through many, many declutters. I don't think I will ever declutter this. This is a sexy lavender vanilla fragrance. There's some licorice in the base, which just really adds to the sexiness of this perfume. It is grown, it is sexy, it is elegant, it is beautiful. Angelique Noir by the House of Guerlain is a stunner and a masterpiece. This fragrance is a lot of Angelica, which shocks me that I love this because I'm not into green notes, but it's so smooth. There's nothing bitter or sharp in here. This is a green vanilla. And then my favorite vanilla so far ever, this is just my favorite vanilla of all time, is Spirituis Double Vanille by the House of Guerlain. And this is a woody, boozy vanilla. There's rum in here, very woody, very formal, very elegant, very luxurious. All right, we have by the House of BDK, this is Velvet Tonka, which is one of my all-time favorites. I love this fragrance. This is cherry and almond goodness and lots of tonka. It smells very much like Jergens cherry lotion, like that cherry blossom lotion, but made in a tonka bean perfume kind of way. And there's something very nostalgic about this fragrance, and I get good performance out of it. The very polarizing Passoir from BDK, one of my favorites. It's got quince and black pepper, and I don't know why, but for some reason the combo of that just does it for me. Normally I don't like black pepper, but sometimes I do. It just depends on how it's done. But this is a very juicy, fruity, floral, woody fragrance. I love this one so much. And probably my favorite from BDK is Rouge Smoking. This is a gorgeous cherry fragrance that has lots of tonka, and it just smells, to me, it basically smells like a spicy, with the pink pepper. I think there's pink pepper in the opening, but there's a bit of a like spicy kick to it with a cherry Coke. It smells like a cherry Coke, spicy cherry Coke with lots of tonka. And I adore this fragrance. All right, from the House of Mind Games, we have French Defense. And this is an expensive bottle of perfume, but I found it to be worth every penny. I've tried multiple from the house, and I like a lot of them, but the only one I found was worth the amount of money that these things cost is French Defense so far. And this is a boozy cherry. There's no boozy notes in here, but I get a boozy feel from this fragrance personally. This smells like a boozy cherry, but it's not your average cherry. It's a dark, dark, dark cherry, and it's very ambery, woody. Oh, I just love it. Love, love, love this fragrance. And to me, it was worth every single penny. All right, up next we have by Simone Andreoli. This is Leisure in Paradise. I lost my mind when I got this last summer and basically started draining this bottle because I couldn't put the fragrance down. This is fruity, tropical fruits, some vanilla, some coconut, and some woody notes. I get juicy, juicy fruits like pineapple, and I think there's papaya. And it's just, oh, it's like a tropical heaven of goodness. Recently added is Sunplosion, which is another beautiful, beautiful fragrance. There's guava in here, and I think there's also some pineapple. So tropical fruits again, but this definitely smells different from Leisure in Paradise. They're not the same. And then we have Malibu Party in the Bay, and this is lime and coconut. If you like lime fragrances, fresh lime, it smells like rum. It smells like you're on the beach having a party on the beach in Malibu. Malibu Party in the Bay. That is a perfect name for this fragrance. Okay, here we have my one and only Jo Malone, and I probably will not purchase any other from the house because the performance of this house is not good. And I know that there are some in the darker bottles that people say has better performance, but I haven't found any that I just love as far as scent wise. But anyway, this is Ginger Biscuit. I blind bought this during the holidays because the bow got me and people were saying how great it is. And I will say the scent of this is to die for. This smells like a ginger cookie, but the performance is terrible. Okay, here we have by Atelier des Ord. This is Pink Me Up, and this is such a fun fragrance. I love this fragrance. This is champagne and fruity and fun and effervescent and carefree. I love the bottle. I love the gold flakes in here. Some people don't, but I do. I think it's super fun. Okay, moving on to the second shelf. Here we have my Bond No. 9 New York Nights. It doesn't have a cap because it's a tester bottle, and I got it at a really, really good price. This is a beautiful semi-gourmand fragrance, and it has floral notes in it. It's coffee, it's caramel, and it just kind of makes me feel like I'm sitting outside drinking a cup of coffee, smelling these like flowers in the air, and, you know, eating some sort of caramel yummy goodness dessert. And then we have my other Bond No. 9, which is Greenwich Village, and this one blew me away. I smelled this at Saks Fifth Avenue and knew I needed this. I had avoided this for so long because so many people said this smelled like Baccarat Rouge 540, but to me it doesn't. This is a much more aquatic, fresher, floral, peony, sweet, beautiful fragrance. Unui Nomad Sugar Leather. I adore this. This is a cinnamon, sugary leather fragrance, as the name would suggest, but the leather is super smooth. However, the leather is still there, so you do have to love leather. My other Unui Nomad is Jardins de Mitzvah, and this one really grew on me. When I first got this one, I thought maybe I had made a mistake. I wasn't sure. It's rose and dates, some almonds, and I don't know, this one just really, really grew on me quite a lot. I almost kind of get this like watery rose feel to the fragrance, and the dates are getting stronger the more that I wear this fragrance. YSL, this is my one and only Black Opium. This is the Les Parfums, and this one is a very vanilla forward Black Opium. When I first got it, I thought, oh no, this just smells like Black Opium, but now that it has sat, the vanilla really comes through. There's like 3 different kinds of vanilla or something like that in here, and it's really evident, and I really enjoy it. Plus the performance of this one is a lot better than the original. All right, up next we have by YSL, one of the prettiest bottles. I love this bottle. This is Liebe Intense, and this one is my favorite. The original I liked, but I didn't love. The Parfum version, or the Le Parfum version, that one I really liked as well, but I didn't love it like I love the Intense version. This one has a lot of vanilla. It's very, very strong. It's very powerful. This is like a boss babe fragrance. Carolina Herrera, Very Good Girl. This is a beautiful lychee rose fragrance with some vetiver and some vanilla. All right, up next we have Very Good Girl Blush, and this is Peony. Peony with some citruses, some rose, and some vanilla. Skylar, I have a Travel of Boardwalk Delight. I didn't like this fragrance at first and almost decluttered it, but then it grew on me and I started wearing it during my move because it was the only one I had out, or one of the only ones I had out. And I started wearing it, and I really love the raspberry cotton candy feel mixed with that kind of clean laundry smell. Another one by Skylar is Sun-Kissed Dahlia, and this one is really delicious as far as the scent is concerned. It's almost smells like a perfume version of apple juice in a way. There's definitely a red apple feel to this fragrance, but I do have to say the performance is terrible. The only reason why I didn't declutter it is because I love wearing it to bed. Burberry Her Elixir. This one, I was shocked when I tried this at Ulta because I don't like the original at all, but this one doesn't smell like the original to me. I mean, yes, it has similar vibes as the original, but to me this is way more creamy. It almost smells lactonic. All right, by the House of Narcotica, we have Narco Oasis, which I lost my mind when this came out. I love this fragrance, one of my favorite summertime fragrances, although the vanilla in here has gotten so vanillic that I don't find it easy to wear in the heat. But summer nights, this is just, oh my gosh, I wore this the other day and I was feeling it. I mean, if you love passion fruit, there's so many fruits in here, but the number one fruit I get is passion fruit. And then we also have Happy Dust by Narcotica, and this is another one that I wasn't sure about when I first got it. I couldn't recommend it to you guys at first because even though it smelled amazing, the performance was horrific. I could barely even smell it when I first got it, but that has definitely changed. Definitely changed. This has become, I mean, as you can see, I have dipped into this fragrance multiple times. And it is a beautiful matcha green tea, beautiful vanilla fragrance, and the performance is way better. And Dulce Diablo was love at first sniff for me. Oh my gosh, I lost my mind over this fragrance. I still love this fragrance. This perfume is boozy, guys. It is boozy, like probably the most boozy fragrance I think I own. So if you are not into that, you are not going to like this. This is rum and cognac. This also has a ton of apricots, so you have to like apricots. It has honey. It's so good, you guys. It's got chocolate. It's just so freaking delicious. Then we have by Nishane, this is Ani. Shockingly, this was a love for me. I had a travel spray of this first and then decided to get a full bottle because it's one of my absolute favorites. It's spicy for sure, so some people don't like that. It's a spicy, citrusy, ginger, green vanilla. Carolina Herrera, this is from the Confidential line, and this is Amethyst Haze. This is a shocking fragrance. I tried this not thinking I was really gonna like it because it's lavender, coffee, vanilla. I didn't know what to think, honestly, but I just fell in love with it. It was love at first sniff, and I bought a bottle immediately after trying the sample. My one and only Tiziana Terenzi. This is Deluxe. I finally found a Tiziana Terenzi that I love. I adore this fragrance. This is my rose and coffee fragrance. I had Montal's Ristretto Intense Cafe for the longest time, loved it, but then something happened where I picked up this like sharp metallic note in it and ended up decluttering it. This is the version. It also has honey in it as well, which I really like. But this is my rose coffee smooth fall fragrance that I was looking for. Up next we have by Sol de Janeiro. This is Cheirosa 62. This smells like Boom Boom Cream from Sol de Janeiro, and this is the EDP. Not the best performance ever, but I love wearing this in the summer. This is by Sniff. This is Crumb Couture. And this smells like a blueberry buttery croissant. And it smells very realistically like a blueberry buttery croissant. Clean Reserve. This is Radiant Nectar. This is a musky floral fragrance. It's got some fruity notes in the opening. I think there's pear. I'm a big fan of pear in perfumes. But this is pear, florals, and a lot of muskiness. It smells very refreshing. This is a perfect springtime scent. I can wear it in the summer too. One of the most underrated fragrances in my collection, in my opinion, is Tiffany Intense by Tiffany & Co. This is the Intense version. This is the only one that I just truly love out of the line, but oh my gosh, this is so good. And I don't know why people don't talk about this more. This is so elegant and refined. This is a fantastic scent in my opinion. If you like iris and musky fragrances, it's a little bit sweet but not too sweet. I think there's some pear in here, and it's got some vanilla, and the musk and the iris is just so elegant and sophisticated, and I really love the bottle as well. Hez Parfums. This is Accident à la Vanille. Beautiful caramel and vanilla. That's what it smells like. Caramel and vanilla in perfect unity. I adore this fragrance. One of my favorite delicious vanilla fragrances when I'm in the mood for that caramel vanilla feel. It's simple. It's not complex, but it is delicious. I was super late to the party with this one. This is by MFK, and this is Gentle Fluidity Gold. Everybody knows about this already. This has been around for a long time. But I had a dupe of it for the longest time by Juliana's Perfumes, and I found it to be really, really good. It was called Liquid Gold. Really close dupe, but I wanted the real thing, so I finally decluttered that one and got the real thing, and oh my gosh, this is one of my all-time favorite fragrances ever. The only Montal that has survived my entire collection. I've had many, I've decluttered many, but this one is Chocolate Greedy, and I love this fragrance. This is chocolate. It smells like powdered Nesquik, basically. I love it in the fall and winter. And I don't get any of that metallic note that I get from a lot of the Montals. To me, this just smells like fruits and powdery chocolate. The only Mancera that has survived as well, which that's about to change because there's another Mancera, Amore Cafe. That one I will be adding to my collection in the fall. But this one is Tonka Cola, and I think this is one of the most fun fragrances in my collection. It's very playful. It's not serious whatsoever. If you're looking for an elegant fragrance, this is not it, okay? Lots of Tonka. It smells like Coca-Cola. I get lemon in the opening. I don't get as much lemon as I used to. When I first got this fragrance, I don't know if it just hadn't settled yet, but I got so much lemon in this fragrance, it was overwhelming. But now that it has settled, I do pick up the lemon, but not as strongly. I definitely get the cherry. I definitely get the cola. And this one, I think, broke the internet when it came out. And I really love it. As you can tell by the dent, I wear this one a lot. Very beautiful, signature scent worthy fragrance. Compliment Getter Man Magnet. Narcissa Rodriguez Musk Noir Rose for her. The hype behind this is real. I don't really know what it is about this fragrance, but it is addicting. Every time I smell it, I just love it. I love it. I love the plum in here. There's definitely rose, but even more than that, I get plum and vanilla and lots of beautiful, beautiful feminine energy musk. Rania J Musk Moschus. This is a beautiful musky fragrance. I have really been into musky fragrances lately, but I'm very picky. The musk has to be clean smelling. It can't be sharp or scratchy. And this is a smooth, beautiful, musky fragrance. It also has a lot of sandalwood in it. I get a lot of the sandalwood in the dry down. Milano Fragranzi Panettone. You guys know I lost my mind when I first tried this fragrance because this is so delicious. This is very, very gourmand, very realistic to panettone. It smells like panettone. I've never had panettone, but it's a Italian dessert that kind of, I don't want to say fruit cake because American fruit cake is terrible. But it's a cake or a bread that has like orange, and some versions have chocolate, raisins. It's very fruity, bready, absolutely mouth-watering, delicious, lots of orange. Oh, I love it. It reminds me of Christmas. My one and only Juliet Has a Gun. This is Lust for Sun. Beautiful white floral summertime scent. It smells like Hawaii. It's got yellow florals in it, but this is definitely a white floral dominant scent, so you do have to like white florals to like this. Quite possibly my favorite gourmand in my collection by Kerosene. This is Unknown Pleasures. This is so good. This smells very gourmand. It's not a semi-gourmand. This is a straight up gourmand to me, but it's delicious. It's lemon and caramel and vanilla. Earl Grey tea in here, which at first I was really nervous about, but it actually helps to offset it so it's not too sweet. Oh my gosh, and the performance of this is so good. This is my favorite lemon gourmand fragrance in my collection. The House of Tamine, this is Peregrina. Oh my gosh, I cannot even begin to tell you how much I love this fragrance. This is a rosy, ambery, powdery, white floral fragrance that I just adore. It has a little bit of caramel in it, but it's not thick caramel. It's just a very thin, sweet caramel to go along with the ambery rose. It's elegant, it's sophisticated. All right, up next we have Lancome. This is Idole Aura. This is a salty, rosy vanilla fragrance. It kind of reminds me of watermelon for some reason. When I wear it, it's very summertime to me, even though it does have a lot of vanilla. But that salty, rosy feel to the fragrance just reminds me of summer. La Vie Belle, this is Iris Absolute. Beautiful, underrated iris fragrance. So many people talk about La Vie Belle and they hate on La Vie Belle, and the original isn't actually my favorite, but the flankers for some reason I have been enjoying, and this one blew me away. La Vie Belle, this is Soleil Crystal, I think is what it's called. This one did get a lot of hate when it came out, but I loved it. This is coconut and vanilla. It's very sweet, but it's very coconutty and very vanillic, and just a beautiful fragrance with really amazing performance. All right, up next we have by Lancome. This is La Nuit Trésor, the original. Beautiful, sexy, date night, dark, seductive, but also with lots of fruits in the opening. There are a ton of notes in here. Compliment magnet. Men really seem to like it. It's one that I just never want to be without. All right, up next we have by Initio. This is Musk Therapy. This perfume has become one of my all-time favorites. It's probably in my top 10 for life right now. I can't get enough of it. This is such a perfect everyday scent, easy reach, appropriate for any situation, but with amazing performance. The musk in here is done to perfection. Another one that's perfect for a signature scent is Psychedelic Love by Initio. And this one is a myrrh and sandalwood beauty. By Dior, we have Miss Dior Eau de Parfum, the 2017 version that has been reformulated, unfortunately, even though I think this was the best one out of all of them. But the 2024 version is nice. I like it. It's more modern. It does go back to its roots though. It has the patchouli in it, like, you know, Miss Dior has to have patchouli in it in my opinion. And this does have more of that base, but the opening is lighter, fresher. It's strawberry, some other fruits. I think there's peach in here. Okay, moving on to my Xerjoff collection. We have Lyra. We all know about Lyra. This smells like a lemon cookie. Some people say it smells like a lemon cheesecake. Dama Bianca, one of my all-time favorite fragrances ever. This is a powdery purple floral vanilla fragrance, very elegant, very delicate, very feminine. Up next we have by Xerjoff again. This is Italica, very polarizing. I actually have the big bottle and I still have the little bottle because I have just a tiny bit left in this little bottle. But I knew I couldn't be without this fragrance, so I went ahead and purchased the large bottle. This is polarizing though. It has almond in it, and it smells to me, it kind of has like an amaretto feel, almost like a boozy amaretto feel in the opening, but then it smells like an almond cookie. This is Dolce Amalfi from Xerjoff, definitely full bottle worthy. As soon as I'm done with this bottle, I will get a big bottle because I never want to be without this. This smells to me like spicy, juicy fruit gum. And I know for some people that's not appealing, but I love it. One of my sexiest, most complimented perfumes is Bouquet Ideal. This is just a beautiful woody fragrance. It's got some cinnamon and some nutmeg in the opening and lots of woody notes in here. So you have to be into woody perfumes, but it's so sexy the way that it's done. Up next, we have Starlight, which is a beautiful, beautiful cardamom fragrance. This is a lot of cardamom, so you have to be into that. It also has some almond, and it kind of smells like a cookie to me. It's very gourmand smelling to me. It kind of reminds me of Christmas for some reason. I'm not sure why. I think Xerjoff is my favorite house. I have a lot of perfumes from Xerjoff that I absolutely love and cannot imagine myself to be without. Every single one of my Xerjoff perfumes is a lifer for me, and Chancoin is no exception. This one is stunning and it's unique, and I don't really know all the notes that are in here because the notes are vaulted, but I get a lot of coconut, I get vanilla, I get a lot of woody notes, I get some tea. It's beautiful. My last Xerjoff is La Capitale. This one surprised me because this has leather and oud. When I first tried this fragrance, I didn't know how I felt about it. I didn't love it, and I wasn't sure if I was going to get a full bottle, but I kept going back to my sample, and it grew on me and grew on me until I fell in love with it. So this one was a slow burn, but man, do I love this fragrance now. This has strawberry and caramel in the opening, and then it has this sexy, darker, smooth, leathery oud base. Okay, by Victor and Rolf, we have Flower Bomb Nectar, which is one of my all-time favorite designer perfumes in my collection. This is underrated, and I don't know why more people don't talk about this because this is so unique. This is my favorite flower bomb I have ever smelled. It's strong, it's sexy, it's sweet, it's very, very sweet. But it also has gunpowder in the opening, which is so unique in my opinion. You just don't hear about that note in a lot of perfumes. Up next, we have By Sense of Wood. This is Plum and Cognac. This is a beautiful boozy fragrance that has a lot of plum, but it's not over the top plum. It's just the perfect, I don't know, sometimes plum, if it's too ripe, it can almost smell rotten. And the plum in here is done to perfection. This is by the Seven Virtues, and this is Coconut Sun. This is full bottle worthy for me. I got this last summer and really, really enjoyed it. I think this is the perfect, refreshing fragrance. It's really easy to wear when it's super hot out. Right now, it is super hot where I live. The heat index was like 107 yesterday, and it's just really, really hot. So some of these fragrances are just too much for me right now, but this one is absolutely perfect. This is also by the Seven Virtues. This is Vanilla Woods. I absolutely adore this scent, and as you can see, I have used a lot of this fragrance. This is a beautiful vanilla, affordable, more affordable vanilla fragrance. This is by Erin, and this is, what is this? Mediterranean Honeysuckle. I forgot the name of it for a minute there, but this is a travel size. I will be getting a full size bottle of this once I run out because shockingly, this is a fragrance that I love, especially for summertime. I say shockingly because it's very clean smelling. It has this almost like laundry clean smell to it, which is not my favorite scent profile, but somehow in here, it's perfection. It's got honeysuckle in it, and there's a sweetness to it that kind of offsets that cleanness, so it's not too much. The other Erin I have is Hibiscus Palm, another one of my favorite summertime scents. This is definitely a coconut fragrance, but not a gourmand coconut. It kind of has a little bit of a suntan lotion feel without it being over the top. All right, we're getting down to the very last shelf here, so we'll just quickly go through these. Here we have by the House of Afnan, this is Modest Dew. This is a beautiful fragrance that really needs to get more hype. It's very affordable and it has really good performance, and it smells pretty luxurious for what it is. Everything about this fragrance is really affordable, but you get really good bang for your buck with this. It smells like strawberries, raspberries, cherries with some chocolate and kind of like a darker base, almost kind of like La Nuit Trésor. Also by Afnan, we have 9 p.m. Parfum. And this smells to me like a combination of a very light version of Atomic Rose mixed with Giorgio Armani's My Way Parfum. the iris one. This is also by Afnan, and this is Le Fleur Bouquet, and this is a beautiful feminine fragrance. This one smells similar to Ex Nihilo's Fleur Narcotique. Okay, this is by Maison Alhambra. This is Lovely Cherie, and this is obvious dupe of Tom Ford's Lost Cherry. This is Casablanca by Swiss Arabian. This is a fragrance that I have had for a long time and probably always will. This is a beautiful fragrance. It's really fun. It reminds me of Halloween. It smells like a perfume version of a caramel apple. Swiss Arabian Sheghaf Oud Tonka. This smells quite similar to BDK's Velvet Tonka, but I do find this one to be different. I prefer BDK's Velvet Tonka, and I have thought about decluttering this one just because I do prefer Velvet Tonka. Okay, this is by Rosassi, and this is Kazamat Ebhar, I think is what it's called. This one is kind of like Casablanca is what it smells like, but instead of a caramel, it's more vanillic. This perfume has been around for a long time and has survived many declutters. This is from Lolita Limpica, and this is Lolita Land. And this smells like different things to different people. I have heard so many different things that this smells like to people. Some people said that it smells like peach pancakes. There's so many notes in here that it is not surprising to me that people pick up on different things. Up next we have by Maison Matin. This is Poom Poom. This is so much fun and a beautiful springtime scent. This is a fruity floral fragrance. Very well done in my opinion. This is by Latafa, and this is Mora Silky Rose, I believe it's called. And this one is super, super affordable. 20 bucks. I paid for this, and it smells like kind of along the same lines as like Dior's Absolutely Blooming or Blooming Bouquet. This is by Paris Corner, and this is Kahar, and this is the Pistachio. And this one blew my socks off. This had so much hype, and people were saying this smelled like Yum Pistachio, and it does. But in my opinion, this is the better version. All right, this is by Kais, and this perfume I was not sure about. This was a blind buy. I didn't know what to think of this. This has like cherry and almond, and I didn't know what I was going to think about this, but it smells so, so good. Because I was reading the reviews of this, and some people were saying it smelled like medicinal. And I was really nervous about that, but I'm so happy I got this because personally I don't get medicinal. I just get this gourmand, delicious cherry, yummy fragrance. Also by Kais. Oh my gosh, you guys, this is such a gorgeous marshmallow scent. I have already put this dent in here. I have not had this fragrance for long, but I layer this with almost every marshmallow fragrance that I have. And it's really good by itself too. All right, and my last one I have from Kais, this smells like a funnel cake. This smells exactly like a sweet, delicious, fruity funnel cake without the grease. It's absolutely delicious, but you do have to be into gourmands because this is photorealistic to food. Jean Paul Gaultier's La Belle. This is a fragrance that has made it through multiple declutters as well. I don't think I would repurchase this once I go through it because I don't reach for it very often anymore, but I still really like it. It's sweet pear, almost like a boozy cooking pear with some people get leather in here, and I think there's vetiver, and I think that's why some people don't like it. I don't really pick up on that a whole lot. I kind of get this suede feel to it, lots and lots of vanilla, lots of pear. And then we have by Jean Paul Gaultier, this is Scandal, the original Eau de Parfum, my favorite. I did have the Scandal by Night, but I ended up decluttering that one. It had cherry in it. I did really like it, but my favorite is the original, which is not that's not a popular opinion. I think a lot of people find this to be too much because this is honey, patchouli, licorice in the base. Some notes that don't sit well with everyone. This is a honey bomb. It's very loud, and it can be just overwhelming for people. This is by Givenchy, and this is L'Interdit Rouge. This is my favorite. I had the original EDP, but I decluttered it. This one has some spice to it. There's a little bit of kick. My only Mugler that I have, this is Alien Goddess Intense. I do like the original Alien Goddess, but it was really beachy summertime. It didn't really have the original Alien DNA, so the intense version is a beautiful mixture of the original OG Alien mixed with Alien Goddess. This is Replica's Beach Walk, and once I'm done with this bottle, I probably will not replace it. This is definitely a beachy fragrance. I wear this when I go out with my husband on walks on the beach because that's what it smells like. Giorgio Armani Ocean di Gioia. This is a beautiful summertime fragrance. This has, I don't know, there's like a fresh and clean feel to this fragrance that is so invigorating and refreshing in the heat. Giorgio Armani My Way Parfum. This is a gorgeous, gorgeous flanker of My Way, and I really love this bottle. But this has a lot of iris in it. It does have tuberose, but tuberose is not the star of the show. This is more of an iris balm. This is the OG My Way, the Eau de Parfum. And this bottle, once it's done, I probably won't repurchase it because I think I want the intense version. This is a gorgeous tuberose fragrance and orange blossom with lots of vanilla. This is by Valentino, and this is Voce Viva Intensa. It's very simple. It's kind of, it smells pretty designer. Not really anything super special about it, and yet I really enjoy it when I wear it. It's white floral, citrusy white floral fragrance. It has some moss in it, which usually isn't my cup of tea, but for some reason I really, really like this. Dolce & Gabbana, this is Dolce Garden. This is a beautiful, sweet, coconutty, yellow, floral, tropical fragrance. Perfect for summertime with really, really good performance. Dolce & Gabbana Devotion. This one was super polarizing as well. Some people loved it. Some people hated it. I love it. I actually wore it yesterday and remembered how much I actually really do love it. It's very lemon, citrusy forward. It's not just lemon in the opening. There's lots of citruses. It almost smells like citrus candy to me. And I love the dry down. It has this creaminess to it. It has lots of vanilla. Chanel's Coco Mademoiselle. This is the intense version. I love the OG version, but I do prefer the intense version. The intense is just more patchouli and more vanilla. Also by Chanel, we have Chance Eau Fresh. This is the EDT. I did buy the ADP and I thought I loved it, but then I wore it and it dried down funny on my skin. So I'm just sticking with the EDT. This is by Chanel. This is Chance Autumn, and this is the EDP. The EDP is my favorite. I do like the EDT, but I prefer the EDP in the way that it smells, and also the performance is better. But as you can see, I wear this one quite a lot. I'm almost done with my bottle. This will be a repurchase. Okay, an underrated house that I don't feel like gets enough love and attention, and they should because they're really, really a fantastic house. This is Hez Parfums. They're an indie house, and I've really been enjoying a lot from the house. This is Raspberry Electric. As you can see, it's raspberry and lemon. Very beautiful, fun summertime scent. Also by Hez, we have Caramel Elixir, which is a very delicious caramel fragrance. If you like caramel fragrances, you need to check this out. This one is the one that started it all. This is Banana Bread Banshee. And I bought this one and fell in love with it. This smells like banana bread with lots of walnuts, and it's perfect for fall and winter, and it's my favorite one from the house. One of my other favorites from the house, this is Hurricane. This is done after the drink. So Hez Parfums designs their fragrances around New Orleans. And so there's a drink called Hurricane in New Orleans that's pretty popular, and that's what this smells like. It's boozy, it's cherry and orange, it's fruity, it's summertime, it's happiness in a bottle. I have been enjoying it so much. I really, really like this one a lot. This is Brownie Points. I was not sure what to think of this one. I was kind of nervous when they sent this to me, but I ended up loving it because it's not overly gourmand. I do struggle with chocolate notes sometimes, and if something seems like it's going to be too chocolatey, like too rich, I don't like gourmands that are too sweet and too rich all at the same time. It's just too much for me. So I was kind of scared that this would be like actual brownie smell, like a brownie batter, but it's not like that at all. Yes, it smells like brownies, but there's also strawberries. There's a fruitiness to offset it. There's a booziness. I think there's some woody notes in here too. And this is not overly sweet, so this is perfectly unisex. Actually, all of their fragrances are pretty unisex except for one that I have. I do have also, or my husband has, Bourbon Street from the house. they sent me that fragrance. I do really like it and recommend it, but to me that one leans too masculine, so I gave that one to my husband. And my husband wears Bourbon Street all the time. It's one of his favorite fragrances, and it smells so sexy on him as well. But Brownie Points is perfectly unisex. Another really good one that's unisex is Plum Confiture. This is one of my favorites from the house. This is a beautiful plum fragrance with tobacco. And there's just something so cozy and comforting about this fragrance. It's very fall winter for me. And I think this is just so, so well done. This is the newest one from the house. This is Muses. And I believe Hez's wife is the one who designed this fragrance. This is more feminine for sure. But this is my second favorite from the house because I don't know how they did it. Sometimes citrusy lemon fragrances to me smell like lemon cleaner if they're not a gourmand. But this is not a gourmand lemon, but yet it still smells like it has a hint of a sweetness to it, almost like a lemon cookie in the opening. But then it turns into this feminine, lemony, non-cleaner smelling. Just, it's done really, really, really well. And it dries down into this florally, summertime, cold pressed lemon type of fragrance. It's so, so good. I just really, really like it a lot. So I have been dipping into this since I unpacked because it's perfect for summer. This is another fragrance that makes me feel like I'm cooling off. It's refreshing. This one is Jungle Juice, and I think this is also made after a drink from New Orleans. Now this one I'm not uber familiar with. I have not given this one a lot of wear, so I don't want to talk about this one too much. I do want to take this out. It seems like a summertime fragrance, so I do want to take this out this summer and get to know this one better. And then the last one I have from Hez, this is Cafe Beignet. This is delicious. This smells like a powdered sugar pastry with coffee. It is so good and delicious. Definitely for fall winter. I cannot wear this right now. It's too sweet and too thick for right now. But when fall and winter hits, I will definitely be wearing this fragrance. This is my one and only Juliana's Parfums. This is Head Over Heels. This is a dupe for Kilian's Rolling in Love. And I have worn a ton of this fragrance. I am more than halfway through the bottle. Okay, this is Marc Jacobs Daisy. This is the original Eau de Toilette. I cannot get rid of this one. This was one of my first fragrances that made me realize that I loved perfumes. This is by Javoy, and this is Remember Me. This perfume is one of my most cozy, comforting perfumes in my collection. It smells like a chai tea latte. Okay, up next we have by Elie Saab. This is Girl of Now Shine. Girl of Now had so much hype when it first came out, and I do like the original Girl of Now, but I prefer Shine because this has pineapple in it, and I'm a huge fan of pineapple. This is Azaro Wanted Girl by Night, and this is such a fun, kind of juvenile and youthful fragrance, but I can't help how much I love it. This is basically a candy smelling fragrance. It smells to me like a grape Laffy Taffy. This is by Kim Kardashian. This is Kim Kardashian, and this is a very white floral forward fragrance, specifically gardenia is what I smell in here, which is not everyone's favorite floral note, but I love gardenia. This is by Nest, and this is Lychee Rose. This is pretty new to my collection, and I'm not 100% sure if this one will stay. I got this one, I had smelled it in store, and I kind of went back and forth on whether I wanted a bottle, and I decided to go for it just because this bottle is so cute. But when I wear it, I'm not 100% sure how I feel about it yet. It's so new to my collection. I wasn't ready to declutter it, but I do need to give this some more wears. I do like it. It's very fruity, lychee, very rosy, but there's almost a kind of a tartness to this. I'm not sure how I feel about it. This is by Aroma Concepts, and this is Batik. I believe it's the watermelon one. This is a fun fragrance. It's a summertime fun fragrance. It smells like watermelon candy. This is by Paco Rabanne, and this is Olympia, one of my favorite summertime scents even to this day. It's very salty, and this is a polarizing scent. I don't think it's for everyone. It's very warm. It's very ambery, lots and lots of vanilla and lots of salt. This is by Reminiscence, and this is Heliotrope. And I love this fragrance, and I don't know why more people don't talk about this. This is such a good, affordable gem. And this is basically, it has heliotrope in it. This is very powdery, sweet almond. It's delicious. It smells so good. It reminds me of Easter. We have by Mont Blanc, this is Signature. This is an affordable gem that has really grown on me a lot. I love this perfume. It is very musky. It's like a cloud of this really clean white musk with some citruses, specifically tangerine. It's like this juicy, sweet, citrusy opening with some peony and some vanilla and a lot of beautiful, beautiful clean musk. And last but definitely not least is by Exidolo, and this is Love and Crime. This is a fragrance that I baby because it's such a small bottle, but I love this fragrance. This is similar to Lyra. It smells to me like a spicy orange sponge cake. All right, guys, that's it for today's video. That is my entire perfume collection. If you are still here, thanks for sticking with me. And I really appreciate you guys. If you did like this video and you found it helpful, please give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. I hope everybody is having a fantastic day, and hopefully I'll see you in my next video. Bye.